Hello, viewers. Welcome to today's section. And with me today, obviously, is Mr. Uwem. And today we want to continue on our usual topic on career clarity. Today we'll be discussing about a very important topic, which is regarding a job process and job search. And Mr. Uwem will be taking us as usual on that particular topic. So, without much ado, Mr. Ewem, can you just greet our audience? Let's get started.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Mr. Joe. Thank you for tuning in for today's episode on mastering the job search process. As always, it's an exciting time for us to be here to look at these things and see how we can help ourselves along the way. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, just do that and leave your comment on the section. If you have any question, Mr. Wen will see them and I'll send them to him and he will just provide answers to them. So without much delay today, our topic today is mastering the job search process, and we'll just jump right into it. And so, Mr. Wem, today, obviously, you see that job search today is a kind of a tricky one, not only in the UK but everywhere, and it requires some techniques and some, know how to search for jobs and all the things. So, what are some unconventional ways to find it?
Thank you very much, Joe, for this question. Because, like you said, getting jobs these days is quite a very tricky process. Yeah. I think the first thing we want to look at when looking for jobs in the unconventional way is leveraging on the hidden job markets. What do I mean by hidden job market? Leveraging on that. You'll be shocked to find out that many roles are filled before they are even advertised. So you want to tap into this space by attending niche networking events. You get to hear things in networking events, joining industry Slack or Discord groups, reaching out directly to decision makers on LinkedIn with a value first message. For example, you could say something like, here's a way I can help your team. Yeah. Because we're talking about, unconventional way of doing things now.
Yeah.
Another way is creating value before you hire. You can write a blog post, create a mock campaign, you can even design a user experience improvement or conduct a short audit related to a company you admire and then send it to them. Many creatives and strategists have, landed interviews simply by showing initiative. Don't forget, we're talking about in this unconventional way, attitude will take superiority over aptitude. Okay. And then also tap into alumni and affinity networks, reach out to people with shared educational, cultural, or professional backgrounds. When you go to LinkedIn, you look at a company, they say, oh, if you went to, let's say, University of Coventry, they say we have 5 or 10 people from Coventry University alumnus working here. You know what I'm saying? Reach out to the person. Oh, I'm from Coventry University myself. I'm a graduate of Coventry University. I want a job here. Just connect with the person. You see what I'm saying? And also, if you look on LinkedIn, you find out that this person knows this person. Yeah. So you could reach out that someone that you share a common contact with to say, okay, maybe they can introduce you to this person in the other company. Yeah. It carries more weight than sending a cold CV out. If you see what I mean. And also showcase your work in public. What do I mean by that? Like posting videos, short videos, tutorials, infographics, or your thought pieces on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Medium, because sometimes hiring managers could stumble on talent while scrolling and be impressed by your work, which can open doors without you even applying. So that's some of the unconventional ways you can use to navigate your way into getting hired these days.
Nice.
That's just one thing that some of the things you can do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that is brilliant. In this, there's a lot of. I was talking to one of my friend who work in the civil service. He told me that there's thousands of jobs that requires fill, but many of them is not being filled because of what we just said now. That is the strategies that people use, smart strategies that people use to find jobs. Many people are not applying they are taught. Maybe a lot of people are kind of using the old way, which those old ways are not working, and those positions are there, nobody's filling them. So, and that brings me to my next question, and this next question is obviously tailored to a particular set of people, especially
Yep.
many international students who
Okay.
come to the UK. It look as if like a higher percentage of them find it difficult to find a job.
Okay.
Uh, in the sector where they study.
Mhm.
So, how can these students navigate these job search limitations?
Thank you very much for that question, Joe. Now, let me clarify. When we talk about, are we just going to focus only on international students here, or would you like to include maybe immigrants as well?
Yes, yes,
Because I think
yes.
international students come from abroad, immigrants come from
Hmm.
abroad, so it's easier to
Yeah,
sort of have that
yes,
avatar. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Now, again, don't forget that whatever I'm saying here is not like a Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's based
Yeah.
on my own experience and my own understanding of things that has
Mm.
worked. Okay. There might be other things that work out there as well, which people could try. But this is number first, it would be the first thing would be know your rights and options.
Mhm,
So what do I mean by that? Understand your visa/work permit pathways. Yeah.
mhm, mhm,
Example, things like post-study work visas, sponsorship routes. You need to know those things as a
mhm,
background, you
mhm,
know. Then for students, speak to international student advisors, go to
mhm,
legal clinics and consult local immigration consultants for clarity.
mhm,
Because it's like someone telling you, go get me a watermelon. And you go to get a watermelon
mhm,
without knowing what a watermelon is. Do you see what I mean? So
mhm,
if you know as an immigrant, as a student, the options you have, it makes it easier for you to
mhm,
navigate your way. So that's
mhm,
the first thing. Don't just hang out there without knowing your options. That's number one. Number two would be focus on skill scarce roles.
mhm,
You have to look at the skill scarce roles, okay? Certain
mhm,
industries, example, the tech, the healthcare, data science, and engineering often have skill shortages, making employers more open to hiring international talent. So
mhm,
focus on those skill scarce roles, yeah? And try to get local experience fast. If you're coming in from abroad, one of the things that might work against you is local experience. So quickly try and, as much as possible to get a fast experience.
even
Start
if it's volunteering.
volunteer. That's the starting point. Volunteer, be an intern. Yeah. You can do freelancing or contribute to open source/slash community projects. It builds local references and familiarity with workplace. Even in your church, even in your mosque, even in your community centers, there's some local projects that go on there. Participate, be an active participant. Volunteer to be in the project. Use your skill set to serve the people. Yeah. And before you know it, everybody knows you. Somebody can stand out to be a reference for you or a referral for you. Yeah. And things like that. And it also goes in your CV as experience. You know, I know a fella who came in was going to a local church somewhere, and they decided to build a bigger space. So they got a big warehouse factory where they converted to a church building. And this guy volunteered his services there. And the conversion of that place to a place of worship was a very fantastic experience for him. End to end cycle of the project. And he put that on his CV. And the people there were able to give him a reference. So, and that's what we're talking about here, getting local experience as fast as you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then leverage on mentorship. This leads us to the concept of researching. Connect with people who've walked the same path before. Yeah. Look for programs. Look for how you can connect with people. You know, in my place, we have a saying that goes like this. I'm going to take it in pidgin English. It doesn't have a translation in English. You know, says they know they put person for front when no sabi road.
Yeah.
Okay. What that they don't normally put someone in the front who doesn't know the road. Yeah. So that's the closest interpretation I can bring to it. It's always people who know the road that is always in the leadership pathway. So connect those people. You know, programs like migrant leaders, Black Valley, diaspora groups can pair you with mentors who've navigated similar hurdles. And that way you can quickly navigate the limitations, you know, that might be in front of you.
Thank you so much. So, just to follow up on that question, is there kind of does like just like what you explained now? Because I find out that it's not so many people that have this kind of pathway, or if I may call it, or maybe this kind of structured information to go about, and it look as if that many immigrant, if I may say, fall in a trap of cycle that many of them, before they come out of that to actually begin to express themselves professionally, it look as if that they have lost like they have lost the drive and they find themselves in a job that typically they wouldn't have do. So
that is why, Joe, it's important to get information. I think the fundamental is information, getting access to the right information. So I always advise people, when you go into a new area, new territory, new landscape, look for people who have walked that pathway before. Form alliances with them. They will be able to guide you through it, because don't forget that they've made some mistakes. At least you will not be able to repeat the mistakes they've made. You can avoid the mistakes they've made. They'll tell you, look for a local community, look for a mentor. They'll tell you that man there, that lady there can help you with references, with information, and that's what you want to do. You when you
okay,
go
sorry to cut you short. Just like because I want to take you back to what you said earlier on scarce skills.
yeah.
Do you think there are some courses that most of our, let me put it on the internet, most of them come here to study that are not like relevant to the society?
Yes. Yes. I had a friend of mine, my friend's son. He came in from Nigeria to come and study petroleum engineering. He paid well over close to £20,000 to study petroleum engineering, the master's up in Scotland. Why would you come to study petroleum engineering now when we are moving away from fossil fuel? We are moving to alternative sources of energy now. Solar energy, those are the alternative sources we're moving into, electric vehicles, So even though people still use fossil fuel, but the demand for fossil fuel has reduced tremendously. So if you now go and spend that kind of money to do petroleum engineering, whereby the industries are shutting down. Saudi Aramco, for example, the biggest employer of petroleum engineers in the world, one day sacked about 50,000 staff. I'm not too sure of the exact number, but it's because they don't need them anymore. So why would you go and spend that money to study that course only to find out that it's not relevant? You see what I mean? But there are areas you could go into now, okay, according to the buzzword, AI. Okay, those are areas. Even engineering, there are a lot of people that don't even know about skills or industries that exist that are hiring people that people don't know about. Like probably going to the rail industry, shuttling, okay, doing railroad inspection, things like that. Even teaching, okay, nursing. Those are areas that people are hiring people, and sometimes they pay for you to go to school. You see what I'm saying? Especially in the teaching world. It's stressful though. It's very, very stressful.
Yeah.
But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Before we wrap today's section up, I want you to talk something about this last question. I want to, sometimes people, they look for job, and they begin to lose hope, and something like that. So how can somebody remain optimistic during a very long job search that it look as if what they really want is not? How can they remain optimistic and at the same time remain relevant while they search in that particular sector?
Joe, thank you very much for that question. That's a very important question, and also a very tricky question. It's all summed up in two things: strategy and trackability. You see, your strategy and trackability will add up to your tenacity, okay? Being tenacious, not giving up. Now, I've got a few things that I can suggest, okay? Number one is things like focus on progress, not just outcomes, okay? Focus on the progress you're making. Track your daily or weekly wins. What do I mean by that? Maybe you've sent out 10 applications today. That's a win, yeah? Improving your CV, making a new connection, learning a new skill. These small steps build up momentum. So it means you're making progress. You may not have actualized the outcome yet, which is to get the job. But the fact that you've been able to send out, every application you send out is an experience. It may come back positive, it may not. But don't forget, any shot not taken is a shot missed. So if you say, I don't want to apply for this job, you don't take it, that's fine. But if you take it, you don't know what may come out of it too. You just never know. So that's one thing. Focus on progress, not just outcomes. Create a structure. Treat your job search like a project. Do you know that searching for a job is a project?
It's a big project.
So schedule working hours, breaks, learning blocks, and networking time to avoid burnt out and isolation. There are some jobs that you want to apply for. It's like doing a PhD thesis, okay? They will ask the name of your father, your grandfather. They will ask you, and you're just, by the time you finish that one singular application, tired.
Yeah.
So when you finish that, take a break, stretch your legs, get some fresh air, do something different. Yeah. Listen to a podcast for maybe 20 minutes and then come back to the project of searching for a job so that you don't get burnt out and you don't feel isolated, okay? Another thing is stay connected. They say if you want to walk a mile, go alone. If you want to walk 100 miles, go with a group. So join communities of job seekers, okay, or support groups, maybe professional support groups, sharing the journey with others helps reduce loneliness and boost morale. It's like these people who want to do jogging, or they want to work out, they go in a group. Okay? When you join a group, there's what they call group energy. If you see 20 people walking 10 miles, you don't get burnt out. But if you try to walk 10 miles alone, you get burnt out quickly because you're feeding from your own energy. But if you are 20 of you, 10 of you, you're feeding from each other's energy. And that acts as a robust mechanism that supports you. So stay connected and revisit your why. Remind yourself why you want that job. What drives you? Visualize your future. Listen to encouraging podcasts and surround yourself with people who believe in you. Join programs like Beyond Barriers, my program. Come on the program. We have a thriving community. People are in the community that are supporting you. You can have accountability partners who check in with you from time to time to make sure that you do what you're supposed to do, because you can get discouraged sometimes. You need that robust group, okay? And when you look at why did I want this job? Why? That keeps you going, And then more importantly, Joe, be kind to yourself. When you receive that email that says, dear, unfortunately on this occasion, rejections hurt, but they don't define your value. They don't. Rest when you need to. Reframe setback as redirection. Don't give up. Don't. Oh, I've put in 200 applications. Don't give up. Put in 400 applications. Don't give up. Because for every vacancy out there, there are about 300 people for that singular vacancy. And some of those 300 people some of them would have more experience than you. Some of them would have a lot more cultural fit than you. Some of them would have structured their CV better than you. That would make them be searchable and pickable than you. Don't give up, because every CV you send out is an experience, because you're tweaking it. Someday it will click for you. So don't just give up.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Wem. It's been a very, very exciting and wonderful session today. And, I hope this will be very, very enriching listening to our audience. And before we call it a wrap, what can you say to our audience?
I'll go back to my proverb. Find a community. They know they put person for road when no sabi, for front when no sabi road. Look for somebody who is experienced. Look for a group that can support you. Like Beyond Barriers Group is a coaching program that gives people support to tailor them in the right direction with the right mindset, tool set, and skill set to lead them. So first of all, they hold you accountable, and then you look for accountability partner to support you. People who will have 110% confidence in you. Sometimes the journey can be exasperating, can be quite lonely. You need a group that can support you through the journey to make it a lot less burdensome. And you know what? Be kind to yourself, and you are just going to be fine.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Wem. I'll put the link of Beyond Barriers on the video. If you want to join that community, just click on the link, and somebody will reach out to you to welcome you into the community. Thank you so much today for tuning in. Until we meet again, have a blessed week.
Thank you very much. Take care now. Bye-bye.